All right, so find your first blank page and write chapter 2.
Do we write chapter 2? No, we write chapter 3. Oh. No,
Chapter 2. Chapter 2's name is Solving Equations
I feel like Colby actually has single words.
with one variable, which means after chapter 2, we will do chapter 3, which is solving equations with 2 variables. Write all that down and then dog ear this page because that way you can get to chapter 2 quick. Okay, so today's lesson is 2.1, solving equations with rational coefficients. What kind of numbers are rational numbers?
The ones that you use. Oh, what? 0.11.
So before we get into that, we first have to learn a vocab word. This vocab word is multiplicative inverse. And I most definitely probably spelled that wrong.
Yeah, well, it's like blurry.
I know.
I can't even see it. All
right, multiplicative inverses are fractions that multiply to equal 1. That's fine. Example of this, 4/5 times something equals 1. It's another fraction. What fraction could I multiply by 4/5 to equal 1?
4/5.
No, that would be 16 over 20.
1/5.
Not 1/5.
1/2. 0/5. 1/3. It's 1.
No.
Is there even a number?
What? There's a 5 on the top. Good job, Paige. What would have to be on the bottom?
4.
A 4.
Dude, I remember doing this like
That's whenever you're dividing,
it's
yeah.
The butterfly.
It's the inverse.
It's the butterfly.
Sure.
Yeah, because look. No, it's not he hates butterflies. Oh yeah, you hate the butterfly.
I just don't understand why it's necessary.
I don't even know.
All right, so another one. 1/3. What would have to be my multiplicative inverse for 1/3? 3 over 1.
Oh yeah, 71.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Yeah, harder.
No.
I wish you would have just said the butterfly.
This is not butterfly. This is the reciprocal, the inverse. You're flipping your fraction.
No, I gotta take my hood off.
All right, so example 1. Solve 3/4 x equals 18. We're going to do this 2 different ways. Okay, on your homework, I don't care which way you do it, but on the notes, we're going to do it both ways just so we can get practice both ways. Way number 1, leave a little bit of space right here and write 3/4 x equals 18. I'm going to wait by. What number do we need to get rid of? 3/4. It's in our way because we want x by itself. We're going to use the multiplicative inverse to turn 3/4 into 1. So what's the multiplicative inverse of 3/4? 4 over 3. So we're multiplying it by 4 over 3. What you do on this side of the line, you have to do on the other side. Yeah. This all goes away because they all cross out, so I get x on this side. If I'm multiplying this, 3 turns into 1 because 3 goes into 18 how many times? 6 times. So then 6 times 4 is 24.
I'm so lost. Yeah, so much.
So if you don't understand that way, watch way 2. And then if you don't understand either way, we'll go back through one of them.
Eric, you want to fight, bro?
Okay, those of you that don't like to cross simplify, you could just do 18 times 4 and then divide by 3. That's just a lot of math that I can't do in my head. I can do 3 into 18 in my head, so that's what I did instead.
Wait, what did you just say?
Cross simplifying. If you don't understand that part right here, then you just take 18 times 4 and then you would have divided by 3.
Oh, that's what I like doing.
Yeah, I can't do that in my head, so I do it this way instead. All right, way number 2. This is when you use a calculator. Same problem. 3/4 x equals 18. How are 3/4 and x attached?
4, 3. 3, 4.
They're being what to each other? Multiplied. So to undo that, I divide. So if I divide by 3/4 on both sides, this turns into 1, which leaves me x. In your calculator, you'll take 18 divided by 3, ABC, 4, and then hit equal.
What do we take?
Just read the problem. 18 divided by 3/4. We should get 24.
How do you do 3/4?
Solve 1 and 1/2 x equals 16 and 1/2. We're going to do way 1 first, and then way 2.
Hey, hold on, I'm gonna go to page. Do you remember your E's sometimes like a 5?
What?
No, we're not weird like you.
No, I don't.
I
Who writes their E like a 5?
write my no, you don't write it like a 5, you write it as a 5.
Sometimes I write my E's like
You're basically saying the same thing.
Okay, so way number 1, we have to turn these mixed numbers to improper fractions.
Oh, yeah.
Turn to improper.
2 over 1.
No, not 2 over 1.
It's 3 over 2.
3 over 2, because 2 times 1 plus 1. So we got 3 over 2x equals, 2 stays on the bottom on this one. What number would be on top?
How do you get 3 over 2?
Because I took 2 times 1 plus 1, which gives me 3. The 2 stays on the bottom. So then the 16, 2 stays on the bottom. 2 times 16 plus 1 is 33.
I got the answer. It's 33.
All right, so now we're doing this way 1. So we have got to get rid of this 3/2 here. What's my multiplicative inverse for 3 over 2?
2 over 3.
2 over 3. So I multiplied 2 over 3 over here. I multiplied 2 over 3 on the other side. What happens to all of this on the left side here?
It goes X. It goes by.
Goes away, leaves me with x. Okay, I'm going to cross simplify this. What happens to these 2's?
Cancels them out.
Yep,
And then that
33
goes to
divided by 3 is,
11.
and that's my answer. Yep. Okay, way number 2, 1.5 x equals 16.5. What are we going to do here?
Turn 1 and 1/2 improper.
You don't have to if you're just using your calculator now.
Oh.
Okay, so way 2 is never all we did was divide. So which number are we dividing and moving to both sides?
1 and 1/2.
Yes. So that all turns into 1. Then in your calculator, you just have to put 16.5 divided by 1 and 1/2. And you know what your answer should be. So. All right, example number 3. All right, 0.45 n equals 3.15. Guys, focus. Example 3. Okay, we're no longer doing fractions, we're doing decimals. The only way to do decimals is to do it like way number 2 with the fractions, which actually makes it pretty easy. How are 0.45 and n attached? So how am I going to undo that? Divide. So first 3 that get the answer right, raise your hand. You're going to check everyone else's. Finish this problem. All right, so you're just going to divide by 0.45. on both sides. That turns into a 1. So n would equal 7. Like it's super short, but that was the shortest one that I could find out of the
Oh, it says times, so we're multiplying. Boom.
Shut up.
have to write an equation. What's my equation going to be equal to?
180.
So I'm going to write 180 equals, what number is going to come next?
1.5.
1.5. And then x. Guys, hush and listen. This is the last one. How am I going to solve this?
Can you tell you how? Divide.
Divide what?
1.5 and 180.
Yeah.
Shut up.
The number one mistake that you guys will make is you'll put 1.5 in the calculator first. If you don't show your work and set it up like this, I promise you that is what you will do. So take the 2 seconds to show your work so then you can read it correctly. 180 divided by 1.5 so you get the right answer. Because if you take 1.5 divided by 180, you're going to get a different answer. That is wrong. So how many miles did they drive the first day? 120 miles.
You have some workarounds in here.
All right, so that is lesson 2.1.